Good day and welcome to SMNI News Break. Earlier today, the multiple cases filed against Pastor Apollo Quiboloy and some administrators of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ were dismissed due to conflicting versions. And to tell us more about the good news, we are honored to have with us today our beloved Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. Pastor, congratulations, and can you tell us more about the good news?
Thank you, Jean. I just received news before our program on Powerline today. My attorney, the Kingdom attorney, Tony Israeli Tutorion, called me that the case filed against us, against me, and against five others were dismissed because of inconsistencies in their pleading, and we have all the evidences and the answer to all of their allegations. And we thank the Father for we have been vindicated this day, and we have been justified and vindicated because we are telling the truth. We are not hiding from anything. We do not accuse people. We do not say anything about them, especially when they are former members, because our main motive, yung motive natin dito, ay magligtas ng kaluluwa. Kahit alam natin ang mga baho nila dito, hindi natin binubulgar yun kasi tinatakpan nga natin yun para sila ay magbago at maligtas. Pero pag tayo ay binalikan ng mga masasamang ganito dahil sa iba't ibang mga interes nila, mapipilit na tayong sasagot. Kaya sumagot tayo sa kanyang mga allegations tulad ng rape, child abuse, at saka yung qualified trafficking in persons. Itong lahat na patotohanan natin puro kasinungalingan. Kaya sa araw na ito, nagpapasalamat ako sa dakilang Ama ng Department of Justice. Dito ay nagpalabas ng desisyon. Dismissed ang kaso lahat sapagkat ito'y mga walang katotohanan. So, purihin ang dakilang Ama sa katagumpayang ito na binigay niya sa atin, at ang totoo ang siyang lumabas na katotohanan.
Sir, the victory keeps on pouring in the Kingdom Nation. What's your message to all the Kingdom citizens?
Yung next move natin, Jim, tulad ng tinanong mo kanina, our attorney Israel Tutorion is going to prepare for moral damages, because this is not only these are not only ordinary persons, but these are the main leaders of the kingdom, and their reputation was besmirched, including me, the head of the kingdom. And our attorney will be preparing for all of this. In the next few days, we will be announcing what next move we will do, but definitely there will be damages. There will be claim for damages. And Kingdom Nation, lahat kayo mga kapatid, magbunyi po tayo sapagkat dismiss lahat ang kaso. Sapagkat totoo po ang sinasabi natin. Nandito, yung desisyon, yung joint resolution ng prosecution ng Davao, nandito lahat. At binigay po sa atin ng Piskalya ng Davao na in-announce kanina. Tinawagan ako ng attorney natin na ito nga, dismiss, at nandito yung lahat ng mga dismissal order natin. So, purihin ang dakilang Ama na naig ang katotohanan, na naig ang kapangyarihan at katotohanan ng dakilang Ama sa huling mga araw na ito. Kaya yan ang sinasabi ko, na kung kayo, totoo yung sinasabi nyo, edi sasaya sila doon, no? Ilagay ninyo sa legal para masagot natin. Huwag yung chismis, gossip, chismis doon, paninirampuri doon. Wala yun. Eto, tama to. Kaya, dakila ang Ama at purihin ang ating Panginoong Kristo sa katagumpayan na Kanyang ibinigay sa atin. Bless His name forever! Hallelujah! So I thank also our able attorney Israeli Tutorion, for a very nice answer for all the allegations. I presented to him all the truth, and he was able to really put them into writing. And when I read it, I said, talagang ang kasinungalingan ay hindi mananay. Puro bakak, di na mo daog. Ang tinuod nasa tong side, nasa tong tanan ng ebidensya. So, dalego ng amahan sa walay katapusan. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Pastor. Congratulations. And there you have it. Let's pray.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. I am Attorney Israelito Piturion, the legal counsel of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, and the personal counsel of Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. We are happy to tell you, in behalf of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ as well as Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, that what I told you last December of 2019, when the cases filed by Blenda S. Portugal against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy and 5 other officers, namely Jacqueline W. Roy, Crescente Canada, Pauline Canada, Ingrid C. Canada, and Sylvia Simanes. All the cases, the 5 cases, have been dismissed by the Davao City Prosecution's Office. What were these cases? These cases were very grave. They were accusations of rape under Article 266A, Paragraph 1C of the Revised Penal Code. Another one is child abuse under Republic Act 7610, qualified trafficking in persons under Republic Act 9208 as amended by Republic Act 10364. 2 counts actually of child trafficking, 1 via forced labor, and 2nd through sexual abuse. And then lastly, physical abuse under the Revised Penal Code. All of these 5 grave criminal cases filed against Pastor C. Quiboloy and the 5 officers of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, have all been dismissed in a joint resolution signed by the city prosecutor of Davao City, Nestor M. Ledesma, together with a panel of prosecutors composed of 3 assistant city prosecutors of Davao City, 2 women and 1 man. Of course, they were 4 all in all. This joint resolution was released only today, July 7 of 2020. The reasons for the dismissal were very clear. Insofar as the rape is concerned, 2 reasons were advanced. Number 1, insufficiency of evidence, as well as lack of probable cause, which actually means that if you are able to read the resolution, you would be enlightened that the prosecution sided with our defense, that even if rape is easily to be alleged, but it is really hard to prove, the prosecution agreed with us that it was contrary to human experience and logic for Blenda S. Portugal to have been raped allegedly on September 1 of 2014, when for 2 years she was here in the kingdom and she never divulged such fact to her own sister who was living here. And she only reported such dastardly crime 6 years after the fact, and with no medical evidence, no medical certificate, no police report, no other evidences that would corroborate her claims, and no other physical evidences. Despite the fact that she went to a medical institution 6 years after the fact, but she never even bothered to report the alleged rape against her. If you note likewise, it was stated in the resolution of the prosecutors that had it been true that she was indeed raped on September 1 of 2014, why didn't she report such matter right away when her own sister was still living in the kingdom? From May 1, 2016, when she left the kingdom, up to June of 2016, when her own sister likewise left her kingdom. She did not do anything. She did not report to the police. She did not have herself examined. And such facts, according to the prosecution's office of Davao City, were contrary to human logic and common experience of mankind. As to the other cases of child abuse, that they were forced to sell accordingly food while in Pasig, this was likewise dismissed for insufficiency of evidence and for lack of jurisdiction, because if this is true, this should not have been filed in Davao City but in Pasig City, because all the elements were committed in Pasig City. And the case for physical abuse was likewise dismissed because it is not true, but granting for the sake of argument that it is true, it is likewise covered already by prescription. More than 5 years have already elapsed before she complained without any evidences at all. And so far as qualified trafficking in persons is concerned through forced labor, this was likewise dismissed, and especially trafficking in persons through sexual abuse, because according to the prosecution's office of Davao City, there is no evidence whatsoever that her connection with KJC was connected with sexual exploitation. As a matter of fact, she became a member in 2011, and allegedly she was only in JMC in 2013, and no evidences were even submitted by the complainant that she was indeed subjected to sexual abuse. So all in all, the City Prosecution's Office trashed, dismissed all charges filed against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, and we are very happy that justice has finally been served. And as what we have emphasized to you as early as December 2019, this was filed on December 19 of 2019. We did not have a happy Christmas, but we were confident in the fact that truth was, is, and will always be with us, and that is why now Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy has been vindicated. All the cases against him and his religious leaders are dismissed. Having said that, we are now open to any questions that may be asked of this representation.
Sir Attorney,
Yes.
what is the plan of Pastor Quiboloy through the legal team? Would you file counter charges against the complainant?
There is a saying in trial technique, and I teach it, that supposedly you should not telegraph your moves. But this is a very unique case. And anyway, my client has already declared it. We will definitely go against Blenda S. Portugal, not for the sake of only of Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, but for the sake of his members. You see, his good name, reputation, and dignity were clearly attacked and trashed by this young lady. And as a consequence, I, as a lawyer, therefore, have to use all the arsenal of legal strategies as well as techniques available to us in order to counter such moves. And since an action for damages is available for us, then we will avail of the same remedy and file a case for Blenda S. Portugal for damages. And we have a message for Blenda S. Portugal. We know for a fact that probably she is not the only one who caused the filing of this complaint, that there is reasonable ground to believe that she was convinced by certain forces to file this case. There is still a moment of redemption on her part. And probably if she will avail of that moment of redemption on her part and reveal who actually influenced her, if she was influenced in filing this case, then perhaps it is high time for her to probably approach any of our members, so that his or her Calvary will end, and we can probably make her execute an affidavit that somebody forced her to file this complaint against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, which is clearly a harassment and untruthful complaint.
Attorney, there's a question coming from NCR. Is there a possibility that there is a connivance between the complainant and the dissidents who also filed cases against Pastor Apollo in America? Given that the cases are now dismissed, can the complainant be held liable for the false accusations against the good pastor?
Answering the first question, is there a possible connivance? We actually entertain that possibility. Although in law, we cannot directly accuse them of such, but we are saying that there is that probability because all evidences point to such great possibility of connivance. And once we can prove the same, we will certainly go against them. And insofar as the question which touches on the probability of filing a case for damages against her, indeed, malicious prosecution is a ground for filing a case for damages against a complainant who actually alleges untruthful allegations against a certain person, especially if that person is respected in society, who has a dignified position in society, then the aggrieved person can certainly file a case for damages, not only under Article 19, 20, and 21 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, but also in other provisions scattered in the different, the Civil Code of the Philippines and other relevant laws of the Republic of the Philippines.
In December, you were talking about a grand conspiracy to smear the reputation of Pastor Apollo. What is the effect of this dismissal to that conspiracy to pass?
Well, this grand conspiracy against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy will be unraveled soonest, especially if Blenda is Portugal, because we heard that Blenda actually has suffered already sleepless nights even a few months ago, and we have reports that would confirm so. And once we would be able to gather concrete evidences which can stand in court, this grand conspiracy against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy will certainly be unraveled, and it will be unraveled not only in newspapers, it will certainly be unraveled in court records. We are ready, able, and willing to file such cases in order to unmask this grand conspiracy and in order also to put this conspiracy into the light. They are hiding in the dark, and we should put them into the light. And once the light will shine upon them, they will realize that at the end of the day, truth and justice shall prevail, and Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy will remain standing grandiosely and with the majesty of the law beside him.
Nasabi ba natin na may mga reactions sa the other parties result in the prosecution, and may mga inasabat pa rin ba tayo ng mga counter-measures ng mga other parties na
As to the reactions of the other parties, there will certainly be reactions. Although this is speculative, but I would dare to speculate that they will also have sleepless nights because they know that we will not also rest, that we will really find the male factors who are behind this move. And we already have certain evidences on hand. And this may be telegraphing my moves already, but certainly count the number of days that will pass and we will really go against these guys. And we are doing this not for vindictiveness purposes. We are doing this only so that justice will prevail. When you besmirch the reputation of a very good man, be sure that you have evidences to back up your allegations. Because reputations are not actually built overnight. They are built through constant and steady work through the years. It's not easy for any person to build that. Hence, any good-natured person with the right mindset should think before he or she would destroy that reputation. So, as to the possibility that there may be other cases that may be filed against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, I think so. But I think we have weathered the storm already. Whatever cases that will be filed against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, as what we have already shown, all of such cases would just probably mirror or would probably be not so as grave as the rape cases and child abuse cases, qualified trafficking in persons cases that were filed against Pastor Quiboloy. These cases were engineered supposedly to really bring Pastor C. Quiboloy on his knees. But they were thinking that by filing these cases, they could send Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy to jail. But they were dead wrong because we have our justice system and we have our ways of presenting the truth to the prosecutors. And by the grace of the Almighty Allah, the God the Father, we were able to successfully present to the city prosecutor's office the truth. And now, Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy and his leaders have been vindicated.
Attorney, may hapon, congrats rin sa ining dismissal sa case sa prosecutor side pala mangdaan. Pero na nato kay baga kaya ko ang noob. Aside aning present aking na dismissal case, wala na ba yung mga pending cases si Pastor diri sa Davao Court?
None. Wala na siya laing kaso nga giatubang. He has no case or cases have been filed against him, although we have filed libel cases against a number of persons who destroyed his reputation. But as of today, there are no cases left filed or pending against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. All of the cases have been dismissed.
Ang plano nga pag-file og damages kano sa kani may tabo?
Well, we will do it soonest. We are expecting that the complainant may file a motion for reconsideration. But I also have the suspicion that because the joint resolution is very clear in its disquisitions of the reasons for the dismissal, the lawyer may be discouraged already in filing a motion for reconsideration. But as long as all remedies in the dismissal of the case have been, used already, then certainly we will be filing that case already. Because if we file a case for damages right away and the motion for reconsideration is still pending, that would be dismissible for prematurity.
December na file ang kining case. Pila ka hearings sa prosecutor side?
Actually, in the prosecutor's office, pursuant to Rule 110 and 111 of the Rules on Criminal Procedure and 112, there is no hearing. The respondent is given the chance to file a counter affidavit, which we did. The complainant filed a reply affidavit, and then we likewise filed a rejoinder affidavit. After that, the cases were submitted for resolution already. There was even no clarificatory hearing that was conducted. I only heard that the cases would have been submitted for resolution by only one prosecutor. But since the cases were highly publicized, and I think pursuant to the internal rules of the prosecution's office, if such happens, then the city prosecutor's office has the discretion of creating a panel. This joint resolution is actually a result of a 3-man panel plus the city prosecutor. 2 lady prosecutors and 1 male prosecutor plus the city prosecutor. So the 3 members of the panel issued a recommendation, and the recommendation was approved by city prosecutor Nestor Ledesma. And that is why last June 29, 2020, the resolution was approved by Sir Nestor, and it was released only today.
Okay, Attorney Director, sa mga nila ko, unang klaro na rin pa doon sa mga sa mga nila ko, ilang kaso ang di-file ang pastor?
Ato ang binisayao, no? Ang gi-file nga kaso kang pastor 5. Una, rape under Article 266A, Paragraph 1A of the Revised Penal Code. Another one is child abuse under RA 7610. Qualified trafficking in persons, duha, 1 via sexual abuse and through forced labor, and physical abuse under the revised penal code. So 5 ni sila ang tuluan ni non-bailable offenses unta. So kung nakalusot ni medyo mag-uol siguro unta to ang kingdom kay mag-file pa mig motion for reconsideration. Kung dili gihapon successful ang information nga i-file, kung ma-file na sa korte, warrant of arrest unta to, wa ra bay piyansa, no? So labi na ning rape, wa ni piyansa. So mao to nga nalipay gyud ming nigawas gyud ang tinuod. Unya ang pagka-explain po sa prosecutor, klaro gyud kayo nga ang mga akusasyon bato kang Pastor Apollo si Quiboloy dili gyud katuhuan. Unya dili pagani tukna sa common nga eksperyensya sa katawhan, no? Mao to ang diskusyon diri sa joint resolution. 16 pages ang joint resolution nga gidismiss ang 5 ka kaso nga gi-file against kay pastor.
Attorney, to the accuser, if proven guilty po sila, what could be the possible punishment or how much would be their liability for according to the law?
Well,
Countercharge.
yeah. As a professor, I will tell you honestly as to how much only the judge can decide on that. But the complainant has the discretion to determine how much he or she would be asking, depending upon his estimation of his standing in the society. Pastor Apollo si Quiboloy is the leader of 7.5 million members and growing throughout the world. And as you can see, he is a person of moral integrity and he is a person whose dignity is beyond question, supposedly. But this young lady threw all caution to the wind and made grave accusations against the good pastor, and not only against the good pastor, also against his prime leaders of the kingdom. So therefore, they have the discretion to determine how much would they be asking from the court for damages, and how much we as lawyers likewise can prove to the court that the judge should award to him, including his leaders. So I would say it would really depend upon Pastor Apollo si Quiboloy how much would he be asking. We would also take into consideration the filing fees question, because as you know, for every 1 million that you will be asking from the court, there is a corresponding filing fees also that will be asked of the court. But I think this is not a problem for Pastor. But rest assured that we will be filing for damages pursuant to the good estimation of the good pastor.
Last questions, please.
Apay pangutana. Basta kami nalipay gud mi kaayo, no, when I received the decision shortly before lunch, siguro a few minutes before 12 o'clock. I was fortunate that I was likewise in court, and I heard somewhere that the city prosecution's office would release the resolution. I would be hypocrite if I will not admit that I was also a bit nervous, because you see, we can only hope for the best. As practicing lawyers, we can only hope for the best. But I knew that we really prepared hard in the finalization of the counter affidavit. And we knew that we really worked hard in presenting the truth, the real truth, behind the accusations filed against Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. And we had that lingering belief that somehow justice would prevail. And when I finally got hold of a copy of the joint resolution, well, my voice almost cracked because of happiness, and we are indeed very joyful today that the sun of justice has finally shone upon us, and we are hoping and praying that all of this army of, small army actually, of haters against pastor would now stop, and they would be forced to be, prevented in their tracks of harassment against the good Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. Any other questions?
The first reaction ni Pastor Quiboloy after hearing that?
Well, I called him and he was ecstatic. He was happy and relieved, actually. He knew that these cases would never succeed because he believed in his heart that all of the accusations against him were not true. But of course, if you are the one facing a case, I, of course, faced many cases also in the past, no? You could not help but be bothered about it. And the good pastor was a bit bothered about this. Not because this is truthful, but merely because it is there, no? We have a very good, kung sa Binisaya pa nami, kuan ani sarala, nami joke-joke ni pastor, kaning kasuhan ni, although di ni makapatay sa iya, pero murag kurikong gani. Kana bang, kanang magsige mig katawa, kay murag siya kurikong, kay bisag naa sa imuha, magunitan gini mo, makalot ni mo. Di ba? It cannot kill you, it cannot harm you, but it is there. And you would want an ointment to be placed upon the kurikong so that it will heal. And this is the great ointment given by the Lord Almighty through the prosecutors. And we are very happy that the ointment of justice has finally arrived. Okay, so I have been given the authority by Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy to speak before you today, and I would like also to inform all the members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ that the good news has finally arrived. The joint resolution dismissing all the cases against Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy has finally landed in the desk of Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, and we are here, therefore, in unison with you in thanking the Lord Almighty for this great news. And please continue in supporting Him. Please continue in believing in Him, because no accusations can ever destroy the good name and reputation of the good Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. So daghan kayong salamat sa inyong panahon sa pag-anhi, and may God bless us all.